and Nevada's to the west.
Just watch out for the drug cartels.
Yeah, well, I'll have to watch out for those Mormons out there.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Utah.
Isn't there like a plantation kind of thing?
Plantation?
Well, there's like some sort of Mormon like city out there.
Well, that's the city. I think that's Salt Lake City, or maybe that's
I think I'm thinking of something different.
Oh no, I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of gosh, I know the city is basically the Mormon capital of the world. But you know what? 60% of people who live in Utah are Mormons.
Oh no!
Of the entire population, the majority of people.
I like how we're saying, "Oh no."
Yeah, no, they're great. They're nice people.
They're just normal people.
Well, I met a couple Mormons while I was there visiting. One of my shuttle drivers was Mormon.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did go there.
Yeah, and he was a pleasant guy, but he just seemed. He had this aura about him that, and not a negative aura. Not a negative aura, okay. But it was something like...
You could tell something was up?
I could tell something was up. It was like an aura of someone who wanted to tell you something. if that makes sense. Like, it always seemed like he wanted to tell me something, which I thought was weird, but he was very nice at all times.
Was he quiet?
Oh, no, he was talking all the way there.
Okay.
He was talking about being Mormon. He was talking about donating 10%.
He was trying to ease his way into it.
Yeah, he was talking about donating 10% to the church. He was talking about going to church, because this was at 4 a.m., because my flight was early. He was talking about, he was, he couldn't wait to get off work early so he could go to church with the kids.
Did he ask you what were your religious beliefs?
No, he didn't ask me, but I think he was just trying to really make being Mormon sound really nice. Or he was just very enthusiastic. Probably just the latter. He was very enthusiastic about being Mormon.
That's kind of creepy. You think, like him driving around trying to convince people to be Mormon.
Well, yeah, if that's the case, it is a little creepy. I think he was just legitimately a happy guy who, when you're a Mormon, like, think about it. If you're a Mormon, for him, that's not a hobby. That's basically his hobby. That's basically what he does. He's Mormon.
Well, it's more a lifestyle.
Yeah, like some people are runners, some people like to run, and if I had a runner, maybe he would talk to me about running, and I'd be able to talk to him about running. If I had a rock climber, he'd talk to me about rock climbing. But this guy, his hobby, basically, is being Mormon. So that's what he talks about. He's a Mormon, so he talks about being Mormon. And it was, I'm sure I met other people there who were Mormon as well, but they just didn't let me know like this guy did. He was very vocal about it. Probably because he was more intensely Mormon than the other guys, if I met them. But yeah.
At least he wasn't Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, dude, Jehovah. Imagine if there was a state with Jehovah's Witnesses. You said, dude, your door would never stop being knocked on. It'd be like, holy fuck, dude. You probably had to get a new door every year. Dude, imagine that, dude.
Just knocking throughout the night.
Yeah, you just hear fucking knocking.
You wouldn't be able to sleep.
Dude, I'm actually like really full right now. So, because I just ate dinner. Right, I just ate dinner. So when you laugh a lot when you're full, you're kind of scared. You're on the edge because you never know if something might come up. But yeah, dude, there's Jehovah's Witness guys. I mean,
they're just eager.
Dude, I'm actually, I'm very fucking worried if we keep talking about
the bathroom is right there.
Yeah,
Do you have to shit or what?
No, I just have to. I feel like if I laugh too much, I might have to throw up. So, talking about these Jehovah's Witnesses, I'm worried that I might fucking throw up out here. But these guys, I used to know a couple of, but really, that's the only thing I really know them for is just knocking on fucking heaven's door.
Yeah.
Really, just knocking away. Maybe we should be more educated on these Jehovah's Witness guys.
Yeah, they probably hate us now.
Yeah, if they listen to the podcast, they probably hate us. I mean, we laughed a lot, but we're not laughing at you.
Yeah.
We're more laughing at the fact that you guys love knocking on people's doors and just knocking away. I mean, dude, I feel like that may be part of the religion. Like, maybe that religion started when doors were kind of invented. But maybe these guys actually saw the dude. I saw God once in a dream when I was little.
What did he look like?
He looked like that motherfucker from Dragon Tales.
That kid?
Well, no, not the kid. Like it was in a really minor episode. It was just like a leprechaun-looking dude that was jumping around. And I remember seeing him in my backyard. Okay. And I remember thinking the first time I saw him, he was in my digestive system, directing all the food.
In your digestive system?
Yeah, dude, he's like telling the food to go down a certain way, and then that's how I knew he was God. Because who else would have the capabilities to do that? You know, God is what gives all people life. If he exists, and he would be the only one who would really be able to direct that food, I think. So once I saw him there, and then the other time I saw him in my backyard just floating around really big as that dude from Dragon Tales.
Inflated.
Yeah, so that's why I thought it was God. Maybe it wasn't God, maybe I just thought maybe now that I think about it, I have no reason to believe that's God. That's just some dude that I saw in my dreams. But yeah, I thought I saw God, so maybe that's what Jehovah's Witness people, because, well, that's just using context clues.
I think, the Jehovah's Witness people just walked in on someone using the bathroom. So now they knock every time before they enter a doorway.
They knock every time. I know they like to knock, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's like I know those boys back there. But dude, those bags when we throw out those, it'd be the worst when you got a couple guys who would get like a bisque or a soup and just...
Also, sometimes people threw broken glass in there.
Oh yeah, and you'd cut
that
yourself.
Was just shit.
Dude, we were like Santa's shitty helpers out there, lugging those trash bags around, and
black uniforms.
Yeah, black uniforms, and you'd have to go.
You had to climb a mountain of trash.
Oh yeah.
If you slipped and hit your knee on the trash dumpster thing, you're fucked.
So yeah, it was literally like. Sometimes you would be able to open the side of the dumpster and put it in.
Yeah.
But 90% of the time it'd be too full, so you'd have to throw it over the top, and you can't throw. Or I can't throw. We're bus boys.
We can't throw our own body weight, like...
Yeah, literally like 100 pounds.
5 feet above our head.
100 pounds, you've got to launch it with some air.
Mm-hmm.
And that's impossible. So one thing I would do is I would climb up halfway on the dumpster, pull the bag up, hoist it. Kind of like, imagine power cleaning a spherical object while you're balancing on a dumpster. That's what I would fucking do to throw the trash over. And the worst would be when people would fill it with liquids.
Oh, no.
And you'd get, you're using your hands, and your fingers on that scale are basically needles. So you've got to really round out your fingers, and if you don't, you're puncturing straight through. That liquid's coming down at the bottom of the bag, and you're getting slime. It's like the fucking...
The Nick Choice Awards.
Yeah, the Nickelodeon Choice Awards. Or like Ghostbusters out there. You just got fucking slimed, you come back, and then act like nothing happened.
Yeah, worst case scenario, your fucking hand gets serrated by glass that was just thrown in there.
Yeah, dude, I got a couple cuts every now and then from those beer bottles and those glasses that got broken.
I feel like the dumpster people didn't even check our bins.
They came by like...
Once a week.
We needed way more than once a week out there. Dude, it was
like
rough.
3 times a week.
Yeah. So, we'd be out there, and I think if you go to a restaurant like that, like, if you ever come down to Morehead City, North Carolina, or any really fishing, beach town, go to a local restaurant and look at the busboys, look at them carefully. I bet you never really looked at them carefully.
Yeah. You never really paid them any mind.
Yeah, you'll start to see some... fucked up kids. Yeah. You'll see some kids with slime all over their shit. One kid's probably got like a fucking
missing eye.
Dude, he's probably got, in the back of his shirt, he's probably got a little fly orgy going on back there.
I hate forgetting stories.
Forgetting stories?
Yeah.
I like to tell them to myself in my head so I never forget them. And so I get better at telling them. Like, I know I was telling myself this story about Daniel Vinston from fucking elementary school. You remember Daniel Vinston?
I do.
Daniel Vinston, for you guys who don't know, he's basically this dude who, a lot of people in elementary school, you recognize them by what they do. Like, this dude Austin Fountain was a great soccer player. So you'd be like, he plays soccer. Me, I was kind of, ironically enough, people kind of knew me for being okay at art. So people are like, oh, he's the dude who's smart and does art, And they probably looked at Don V and they were
the
like,
dude who's retarded and does art.
no, the dude who does art and he's pretty funny, is what I think most people would say. And so this dude, Daniel Vinston, you knew him by basically the shit that would come out of his ass. Whether it be farts
like
or
literal
poop.
shit.
Yeah. Or by, you would be able to recognize him. What I was able to recognize him by, what I started recognizing by his socks and his shoes.
What?
Because that's when you'd see under the stall, you'd want to know if it was Daniel Vinston or if it was someone else down there.
Oh, that's
so.
I've told you about the time where I was minding my own business in the stall.
Oh yeah, he was in that stall.
Well,
next
no,
to you, right?
I'm pretty sure I was sitting in the stall. Like I had just walked into the stall, and Kirby Mills was in the stall next to me.
Oh, Kirby Mills was.
Yeah,
I've got a story about Kirby Mills after, but go ahead.
But me and Kirby were just talking, right? Like stall to stall, because no one was in there. But then, little do we I sensed something fierce is coming, and little to my knowledge, Daniel Vinston had just stepped into the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
And for whatever reason, he comes and sits into. I was in the middle stall, so he comes and sits and wedges me in between Kirby Mills, so I'm in the middle. And Kirby's like, "All right, I'm getting out of here." I guess he made the right decision, and he just left. And then Daniel, because he heard me talking to Kirby, he starts talking to me.
Oh, and he's a strange fellow down there in that fucking stall, dude. He could be down there talking about some wild stuff.
And I don't remember what he was saying because it was so long ago, and I think I just wanted to get out of there. But I wasn't fast enough because he lets out this enormous shart. I don't know what it was.
Dude, it's that cavity that comes out. It's like a cave opening up.
It's like there was poop, but there was pockets of air between the poop.
Yeah.
So just like rapid fire, like.
Dude, he's out there with that horse type stuff.
And he just exploded the entire bathroom.
Well, you know, that dude, yeah, we would get to the point where we would recognize him when he got new shoes. And whenever he got new shoes, it was a big deal because he'd be like, okay, you gotta remember those types of shoes so you can check on the stall, see if he's there.
The entire school would take note.
They would take note, and it'd be a big deal. It'd be like if someone came to school with like a weird shirt on, you'd be like, dude, look at that shirt. It's got like a lady on it.
It's like the hedgehog seeing his own shadow.
Yeah, and so it'd be like, dude, look at Daniel Vinston. He's got new shoes. Make sure you remember that. But you'd know him even if he wasn't in your class. Like, classes are a big deal in elementary school. You really don't delve too much outside of your class. But you would know a couple people outside your class, and one of the dudes you would know would be Daniel Vinston, because you'd see him down there, and you'd be like, okay, there's that boy Daniel Vinston, man. And he was a great guy. He was a genuine guy. He just had that one thing. He just had that one thing that was really questionable. I remember one time me and Kirby, this is the Kirby story, me and Kirby, we had to have these bathroom buddies to go to the bathroom with, basically. And I remember Kirby was my bathroom buddy for a while, and we walked in, and we were both pissing, and I looked under the stall, I saw those shoes. I saw those shoes that no one likes to see under the stall, man. And what happened was, we were both pissing, we were just both pissing quietly, maybe we were talking to each other, I don't remember, but we just hear this kind of roar. And it was a roar that did not come out of his mouth, I will say that. It came out of some other orifice. And then after the roar, me and Kirby just look at each other, and then we hear, like this dude fucking laughing in the stall. And
like fucking Sands.
Yeah, dude. And it was just fucking, we both got the hell out of there. We were both, I remember one time on the playground, this was like a week, where during this week, it was this one dude, Kareem, fucking proclaimed...
Great guy.
Yeah, he proclaimed to the entire playground to get your corn dogs. So everyone loved corn dogs, especially in the cafeteria. When they had corn dogs, everyone would get the corn dogs. So they went up to the top of the playground. They hear, get your corn dogs, get your free corn dogs. They go up there, Kareem turns them around and knees them right in the asshole. And that was a corn dog. And so for a whole week, we all corn dogged each other
It was like a celebration.
No,
like
it was like it was a festival, but it was like Lord of the Flies out there.
Yeah.
There's no civilization of any kind. We just had to watch our backs as gangs of kids. We formed subgroups, and people would corn dog each other.
It was like a war zone.
It was literally like society had collapsed from just this one dude saying, "Get your free corn dogs," and it would be outside of the playground. It would be in the halls. You'd have to watch out in the bathroom.
Didn't do anything.
Oh, in the bathroom, pissing. That's the worst. Like, get your free corn dogs. You get that corn dog while you're out there letting out your urine. And the teachers, they didn't do anything until about a week later.
Yeah. Back when I was in kindergarten, we had a bathroom in the classroom. And on accident, I think I sharded myself with diarrhea.
Oh, no.
And so I panic ran to the bathroom in the classroom.
You just left a trail of fucking tears over there, dude.
It wasn't a trail of shit or anything kind of trail, but I realized when I got into the bathroom, like, okay, I have diarrhea and I've shit my pants. And now the only way out of this is to come out of the bathroom and tell the teacher that I've shit my pants.
Yeah, that's
in front of the whole class, because they're gonna smell it.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna know it's me. So I might as well own up to it and get a new pair of pants. And so I sat in there for a good 30 minutes. Teacher was asking me what's wrong, and eventually I had to tell the entire class I shit my pants.
Why the entire class? Why can't you just go to the teacher?
Because I was in the bathroom.
Oh. Well, wouldn't she just be able to hear and not everyone else? Or did the entire class? Was it just a situation?
The entire class heard.
Oh, okay.
Because it wasn't the class is like here, like this square, and then like the bathroom is just like right at the end of the room.
Okay.
So, luckily it was in kindergarten. Nobody remembers anything from like that time.